Today's the first day people are cheering back at you.
Yeah, of course.
And every day it's your ritual to do what?
Johnson. That's what I say, because that's the truth, man. He's a corrupt politician.
So what do you think that we can learn from Partygate?
Get a Prime Minister with a nice haircut. If he doesn't know how to comb his hair, how's he going to know to fix the country and help us out, you know?
Exactly.
People, I mean, since Boris has been here, I understand there's the pandemic, but since he's been in power, food banks are getting busier, poverty is getting worse, people are suffering, people are getting ignored. I understand Conservatives are more for the rich rather than the poor. And then the people like Rishi Sunak has been put in there. He's going to get the blame for everything. Remember, I'm telling you this. He's going to get blamed for everything financially that's happening because they gave the furlough and stuff like that.
Right, yeah. Causing inflation.
Yeah, he's going to get blamed for it all. But luckily he wrote that letter and he kind of expressed his feelings. I've been in these kind of situations. I'm a chef professionally. I worked as an executive chef in corporate places, and it's the same hierarchical system. Illuminati, isn't it?
Well, but you know what I was going to say is that I think that there's always a bus going by when I talk, man. I was going to say that I think the real Partygate scandal should be that the parties don't represent the interests of the British people and they represent corporate interests, and the Labour Party are fake opposition to the Tories. What you'd say to that?
The whole government, everyone who says, oh, the government's planning this, government's nothing but puppets. It's like the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to think about the people the lobbyists, the people who control the government.
Right,
yeah. They're the ones who influence who's in power, what they're going to say, how they're going to do it, and influence the laws to benefit the rich. That's why the rich only get richer and the poor only get poorer.
Yeah, and we've got the think tanks and the NGOs are way above the politicians. They're middle management, aren't they?
And I don't know if you've ever seen South Park, the cartoon.
Yeah.
They're very like taking the mick kind of cartoon. But there's one episode where they said you need the left and you need the right to make everyone feel like you have a right. You know? You feel like your say matters. And truth, we're all losing hope. We're losing hope in the system, sadly.
And I think we're supposed to lose hope in the system, I think, eventually.
Yeah.
I think, we've been tricked into thinking that there is a genuine representative democracy for a long time. But I think as Western civilization is being slowly but surely destroyed from the inside out, we're supposed to lose hope in it. And a sense of pessimism is sweeping through pretty much everywhere by now. Even if people don't admit it, they can see things are going very, very wrong.
You're right in that sense. But people are too distracted. I call it, this generation, I call it the Tellytubby generation.
The Tellytubby generation,
so
right.
In 2000, we had the Tellytubby show, yeah? There were little chubby kids, TVs attached to their stomachs, and they watched the same video over and over again, living in this fake eco-society. I've got 2 children, one's 9 and one's 5, 2 beautiful girls. But sadly, they've become, all the new kids, new generation, they're all Teletubbies. They have a tablet with them all the time. They watch the same video over and over again.
Yeah.
They're a bit chubby, not my kids, but like most kids. And the purpose of life is what? Just to play around all day and just mess around. So people are just too busy to even care.
Yeah, and the damage that these tablets are doing to children's horrific. They cause all kinds of problems like ADHD, and of course the solution that they come along with is yet another technological solution. Oh, we've got an app for that. We've got another technological screen for you to look at to try and solve that problem, and it's obviously just worsening the situation for kids.
Yeah, and the people who organise everything, the plan, everything, they're years ahead. They're way ahead.
Social engineering plans are like
the JP Rockefellers and JP Morgan and them kind of guys who fund the government. Sadly, they do have the grasp of control. So we need to kind of focus a bit more and unite. Don't let them divide and conquer us. If that's what's happening.
Absolutely, you're 100% right. How do you feel about the lockdowns?
So I'm not an anti. I've just always had my suspicions about the lockdown. I think it was, personally, do you want me to be really open?
Yeah, please.
Personally, I feel like it was a test. It was stage 1 of a bigger plan.
Great.
Yeah, and personally, I do feel like there is a new world order coming.
Yeah.
They've even said it, the big reset.
It's here, isn't
Boris
it?
Johnson has said it live on TV. Donald Trump, all the presidents, the big reset, the big reset. So they've been probing us, seeing how we take it. And to be honest, we've taken it pretty well in their point of view. Nobody's backed down. Everyone's kind of bent over and said, yes,
Yeah,
Mr.
man.
Boris Johnson, we're going to stay at home and you're going to fine us if we leave the house. But then he was doing the same thing behind locked doors. And I think, in my personal opinion, they should refund every single person that they've fined.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, and personally, I'm against the jab.
Yeah,
but
I haven't had the jab.
calling me and when people call me an anti, you know what, I just think that's stupid because I'm pro-health. I'm a health activist.
Yeah.
I have been attacked by big pharma, including government and doctors, with a drug I won't mention because this is going out on YouTube, but it's in my health guide below. And I know that big pharma, through the opioid crisis, through the proton pump inhibitor crisis, has been attacking their own population for a very long time, decades and decades.
Glad I made
So it's me too, Dosh. Yeah. So it's normal practice actually to attack the general public with pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
And although all my family have taken the jab and I don't want it to be a life shortener, all pharmaceuticals are. That's just the way
business.
it is. Planned obsolescence boosters. Planned obsolescence is built in.
2 years on TV every day. Used to see. Once I started having a competition with my wife, we turn on TV, the news, and we say, 60 seconds. How many times are they going to mention? And at one point, it was at least 57 times, I think, the max.
Oh wow!
Minute. And
in how long?
In 1 minute, 60 seconds. And that's including the barrel underneath.
Yeah.
All those little things, and then they're saying it
Subliminal messaging.
57 times in 1 minute. Turn it on now, not even a word.
Great point.
I watched it for 60 minutes recently with my wife because we're kind of like skeptical about, this fake era that we're living in. And not once did they mention it. Guess what word they're mentioning now? Ukraine.
Yeah.
So
and why do you think they want to get us to focus on the Ukraine?
what they've been doing, the NATO or United Nations, UN.
Yeah.
UN are the biggest criminals in the world. They're like part of the New World Order plan, So it's called One World Government, That is the long-term goal. It's going to be one world government, one world currency, one world army, one world police, one world language, everything, So UN is like the first step towards the one world army, okay? If you check out, on BBC they show the program. Funny thing, they show you because they kind of want you to feel like they're telling you the truth or, like they're the good guys. But really, they're all the same people.
They'll show you a sliver of the story. And they will socially engineer you slowly and indoctrinate you into becoming au fait with the idea.
The United Nations, they've been putting military bases across Russia. Yeah? Because Russia's a threat, apparently. And we've been brainwashed since we were kids. Russia's the bad guys, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've seen Rocky 4, my favorite movie. What happened in Rocky 4? The Russian guys come and they kill the American guy, and then Sylvester Stallone, Italian stallion, goes to Russia and he practices in the mountains naturally, and the Russian guys getting injections, and then he beats him. That was all a brainwashing tactic.
Yeah.
And if you watch James Bond, you watch all movies.
Great point. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like the terrorism thing. Yeah. I'm like British born. I'm born in Old Street, Central London. But I'm also Muslim, Asian background. And since all these attacks and stuff happened, I've been thrown into so many different categories. And I've felt it myself how you can be villainized by the media. Yeah?
Yeah.
I love this country. This is it's still a safe place to live. But unfortunately, the way society is built, we are constantly brainwashed to hate this one, I hate that one. Originally, my family's from Bangladesh.
Okay, great.
And it used to be India. Yeah. No, it used to be Pakistan, then it used to be India. But then before India, it was ruled by the British for 400 years. Yeah. And when they gave it up, they didn't just give it up. They split the country into three. So this is the prime, if you check the history, prime example of divide and conquer. And still in the Asian subcontinent, they're still fighting. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and people are dying, people are hating each other. This is, if you want to know what divide and conquer is, study that.
Yeah, absolutely. My channel, Propa Pictures, is going to be about...
It's called Propa Pictures?
Yeah, proper spelt with an A.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be about analysing films and media from a social engineering angle. And the first film I remember, which was demonising brown people in general as terrorists, was True Lies, about 1994.
Yeah. I remember that. That was one of the first VHS movies I had in my house as a kid.
Oh, really?
I remember that my dad bought 2 films. True Lies was one of them, and the Arab guys coming with they got the fighter jets, and then the way they kill him is like pathetic, and and I didn't really think of anything then. But as the days went, it just got more and more clear that the media, Hollywood, people control it. You know, like they've got an agenda, and they're really good at it. They're not like rubbish at it. They're really good, and they win. To be honest, now Russia's the new one. Who's next?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think
China's going to be the next bad guys, I think.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think all these guys are controlled, like Putin. I don't believe that he's a rogue guy operating on his own at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
There's another thing, I don't know if you've heard, this is going like really deep. MK Ultra, you know
Yeah,
about that?
of course, yeah.
So we are all part. MK Ultra is a system designed by the US military on how to control the minds of people. And they apparently, because I don't have evidence to show you today, is the guy who shot JF Kennedy. Apparently he was under mind control. He didn't know what was going on, and when they caught him, he didn't have any recollection of what happened.
Oswald.
So, yeah. So apparently he was under mind control. But this is a different subject, and this is quite going deep into the rabbit hole. But we are all under mind control. Like you say, in the predictive programming, subliminal messages, all of that. Even me, like I'm telling you all this. This is knowledge I have, but I still fall for it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm still wearing the Nike trainers, and I'm still, watching the movies.
I mean, you're a base dude, man.
You know?
But the fact that you can admit that you've still been got to in some way, that's why you're able to transcend the lies of your time and see through them, because you're willing to admit that you're wrong, and you actually probably quite enjoy learning that you're wrong because you're learning something new, and you're moving on. Would you say that's true, or am I projecting?
As a chef, I've suffered alcohol abuse problems, depression, so many things, and it's like recently I've been like coming back to myself and who I was.
Great.
Through holistic methods.
Yes.
Through family, through medicine, through lots of different things. I don't want to change the world, but I think planting little seeds here and there can make a big difference in the future.
Absolutely, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to plant seeds. I don't expect to change anyone's mind completely, and I think they would be too malleable if they allowed me to anyway. I just want to open up a dialogue and try to teach people how the media is used to, well, like you said, MK Ultra they experimented on the individuals back in, say, the 50s and 60s, but that was as a view towards mass managing the public. They weren't trying to just brainwash an individual into becoming an assassin. They were trying to learn how to sway public opinion and through mass trauma-based mind control.
Now you've got the show like Stranger Things. What were they doing? Experiments in a dungeon. And who are they demonizing for that? Russians, funny enough. And that's the number one show right now.
That's MK Ultra, right, in the first series when the kids down there.
And then on Russians, and it's all paranormal and all that evil shit.
Montauk.
But it's the number one show everyone's watching. They'd rather watch that than actually watch the truth, you know?
I haven't watched the 4th series yet, but I heard it's better than the last one.
I watched it with my missus. They tried to catch people with retro, like, fashions and stuff like that. But yeah, the whole show's dark, it's evil, and it's actually telling you the truth, but like showing it as a fiction. That's one thing they do as well. They show the truth as a fiction, So then people just laugh at you when you tell them that's the truth.
And then on the news, what do they do?
The news.
It's the opposite, right? It's the other way. They give you a fiction is the truth.
Fiction is the truth. Bad news, bad news, bad news. Fear mongering, fear mongering. I think anyone who's watching this and you watch the news regularly, switch it off for a couple of weeks. Watch how your life changes.
Yeah,
Switch
exactly. Great
Don't
news.
watch any news.
Not just a couple of weeks, just switch it off.
Yeah, like if you don't, like, you think by watching the news you know what's going on in the world, you don't.
No.
You're being told what to know, and it's all a load of dog shit.
Yeah, the fellas in there laugh at us. They laugh at people who watch the news and think that they know what's going on. Disraeli has a famous quote
like,
about that. I won't paraphrase because I'll butcher
over there
it.
is a media frenzy.
Yeah.
I went past there at 7 a.m. today. They were setting up the tents, and then I went past again at like 1 p.m. It was crazy. And now I just came on my bike because before I went past in the car, I just went on my bike at St. Johnson, and you caught me there.
Yeah.
You waved at me, and thank you for putting me out, man.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was here in the war. My best moment here was before the Iraq War.
Yeah.
They called it the Million Man March.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
I was there. I was on top of one of those statues up there,
Yeah.
and I was doing a rap.
You're doing a rap.
My rap was all about peace.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, but I'm retired now. I don't rap anymore.
You know, I was gonna ask if you were gonna hit us
I
with
could
it.
say it like a poem. Should I say it like a poem?
Yeah, please.
Okay. This is the different one. This is not the war one. This is I've actually got a YouTube video, a music video of it.
Brilliant.
Okay, so this is my rap. Hello, hello. What is your name? Should I do magic like David Blaine? Should I just jump off a plane, blow up my brain, get on the train, do something insane, or follow the yellow brick road, live for the fame, play for the game? Living in this world ain't so good. People are dying, ain't got no food. Donate some money, ain't being rude. Just passing the point that needs to be passed. It ain't so nice when people are classed. Higher or lower, doesn't really matter. Doesn't make a difference if someone is fatter. What would you do if you didn't have water? Think for a second, why would you reckon that poor people don't have feelings or a heart? You had the same start, joined to your mother's heart. Yeah. Respect, yeah?
Beautiful.
That's just the love and peace I want to share in the world.
Yeah, that's excellent, mate. I love that.
Yeah.
I've got loads of poetry on my channel, so that's brilliant.
Lovely.
Thanks so much, Josh.
And also,
Brilliant
I
meeting
didn't say anything about me. I'm a TV chef.
All right.
TV show, Mr. Chef Rahman. I'll send you the link.
Please
if you
do.
want, you can put it on your channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do cooking. I try to spread the art of food. I try to encourage people to eat at home. Stop ordering delivery every day, lazy bastards.
Yeah.
But no, my point is to help people cook at home. Okay?
Yeah.
So-
Brilliant. That's what we need to do. We need to take care of ourselves better. Thanks so much, Josh. That's brilliant. Top man.